Good morning, friends. I am Professor Shivyogi Patil, Training and Placement Officer in Global College of Management, IT and Commerce, Hubli. My dear friends, today we are celebrating two things. One is the birthday of Sri Kumaraswamy Hiramat Sir, the chairman of Global Educare Foundation, as well as we are also celebrating the Startup Day. As mentioned by Prime Minister Modi, 16th January should always be celebrated. In future, will be celebrated as a Startup Day. So first, let me wish a very, very happy birthday to our Chairman Sir, and many more happy returns of the day. Coming to the Startup Day, what is a startup? Actually, I wanted to discuss both for my students as well as general public. A startup is something where a graduate decide to stand on his own without hoping for a job or anything else, stand on his own. He has an idea, and he has confidence, he has ambition to grow. So with that idea, with that confidence, with that ambition to grow, he will start an entrepreneurship or enterprise, what we call it as enterprise. So that can be called as a startup. So this actually word called startup has started from IT entrepreneurs. So inspired by Narayan Murthy. Actually, Narayan Murthy was a pioneer of startup. He was after his graduation in computer science. He himself as well as his wife Sudha Murthy, as well as his friends like Nandan Ninekane and all. They were working in a software development company, and they actually planned this startup. So they wanted to come out and start on their own. So they have that courage at that time. They have that confidence. They have that ambition to grow beyond the growth of the earlier company. So they started a company called as Infosys, and they adopted some of the innovative methods to grow their company, like giving shares to the employees, ESOPs to employees. So there are many things he has adopted for the first time in India, as well as he has created an ambience of American ambience, because lot of brain drain was happening, and a lot of IT engineers were migrating to America because of that lifestyle, because of that ambience, because of that attractive environment in UK IT companies, UK or US IT companies. So he has created the same ambience, same kind of what you call it as a job environment in Infosys, and that is the reason Infosys has grown by leaps and bounds, and today it is one of the most respected and top IT company in India. So Infosys, why I taken the name of Infosys is Narayan Murthy and Sudha Murthy, where can be called as the pioneer of startups. So startups start with a small enterprise, and then as their ideas received well by the market, so they grow. So for every startup, they need some finance. So nowadays, of course, there are n number of schemes, government schemes to finance startups. Even private venture capitalists are ready to finance the startups if you can convince your idea to them. So that so like this, there are n number of scopes are available. Government is providing free training for the people who wanted to start their own enterprise or startups. So when you call your company as a startup, there are a lot of other benefits, like there will be tax benefits will be offered by the government, then maybe free electricity, free or the infrastructure as well as the place in which you are going to start up. So it might be available to you at a very subsidized rate, something like that. So lot of encouragements will be available for the enterprises who calls itself as a startup. So once the startup grows with the effort of, with the confidence of, with innovative and creative methods of its employees, then it becomes an enterprise. Then it becomes maybe a private limited company, then a limited company or something like that. So every private limited company or limited company has started as a startup only. For example, take even the one of the most world's respected brand, that is Apple Macintosh, Apple. So it has been actually started as a startup in a small garage by its co-founder, Steve Jobs. You might have heard about Steve Jobs. He was a very ambitious man, but a very creative man also. But he left his job at the earlier stage. Left his even he was a college dropout, and he left his job, which is he was working as a hardware engineer in a computer manufacturing company, and he wanted to start his own hardware enterprise to manufacture computers. So he wanted to manufacture a computer which is user friendly, which is more attractive, because the kind of computers available at those time were very dull and drab, and okay, the size was another matter, of course. So they were not very attractive for the common people. So Steve Jobs thought of making them very attractive for the common people, as well as to make the what you call operating system very user friendly. So first time he introduced the graphical user interface in the computer, his operating system. Then of course Microsoft copied it and made Windows as the operating system. But it is the idea of the Steve Jobs to create a graphical user interface. Then he followed all his whatever softwares he has developed using the graphical user interface with a very attractive what you call it as a pictures, cartoons, then fonts and all these fancy fonts we are witnessing now in the computers. They were all the original ideas of Steve Jobs, because he wanted to make computer household name. We wanted to make computer as one of the gadget for every office as well as home also. So then of course the IBM copied it, Bill Gates copied it. Then nowadays it has been grown into one of the most common gadget in every home and every office, that is the computer. And then even in when Steve Jobs or Apple company entered into smartphone market, again it went on his own path. So Steve Jobs has his own what you call it as a OS for smartphones. So now today he calls it as a Apple iPhone. So between the before that, he has introduced something called as iPod, which is a music system, very handy, portable, and very powerful music system that was also craze among the youngsters in those days as well as nowadays also. Of course, there are many clones which are available now. And the latest is the smartphone. The iPhone, even though it is higher priced, the people will queue up to purchase the every new release of the iPhone, just because it has branded, the company has branded itself into such a attractive product that it has become a what you call it as a status symbol. So that is how the startups can grow with the new ideas, new creative ideas, new innovative ideas can grow into an enterprise, and enterprise can grow into private limited company and limited company, and also there is no limit for the growth of the enterprise or for the growth of the startup. So on this day where our Prime Minister has called to celebrate as the Entrepreneurship Day or Startup Day, so both are same, Startup Day. I urge our students, to have that entrepreneurship mindset. Look for the opportunities. See, startup or enterprise or a business means you are providing solution to some of the problems of the society or individual. Some of the problems, everything you sell is a solution to a particular problem the human being is facing. So there are n number of problems are available in our society and in our family life also. So you can have one such idea which gives solution to a problem and take up that idea and see what you can do it. Maybe some other things are available, but how you can improve it, how you can make it more user friendly, how you can make it more affordable to the common man. So in this way you can think with your creative instincts, with your innovative instincts, you can think and you can come up with an idea. So if the idea, if you feel that the idea is sellable, the customer will or the market will grab it, there is a market for that, there will be demand for that, then you can create something called a project report, and you can easily convince either government or banks or venture capitalists to fund your startups. So to fund your startups. So with your leadership qualities, with your communication skills, you can appoint as many people as possible. You can have an organizational structure. You can appoint the right persons for the right positions, and you can become an enterprise one day, a big enterprise one day, maybe private limited or limited company. So with no limit for your growth. So my dear friends, in future, getting a job will become a Hercules task. So on this particular day, since it is a startup day, I urge every one of my students in Global College to have an entrepreneurship mindset. See, your idea may not belong to your branch. You may be BCom, you may be BBA, you may be BCA, and you might be having an idea which is different from your branch also. That is also okay. No, so you should not stick on to only your ideas related to your branch. So anybody can think of anything nowadays, and earlier days also, all these scientists, inventors, and all those things, most of them are uneducated, most of them are college dropouts. Since they have that kind of mindset, they were able to invent those things, and they were able to make a mark in the society, got awards, Nobel prizes and all. They were not very highly, what you call it, qualified people. So you can also do that. So in your field also you can do that. If, for example, BCA can do startup in software development, so a useful software which may be in demand tomorrow, and or an Android application, something like that. So it can be started as the final year project, and it can be then lead to startup. So entrepreneur's mindset is very, very important. Entrepreneurship mindset means an idea and a confidence and ambition, willingness to put effort, willingness to grow, as well as whatever it takes. See, yesterday I had given you a mantra. I will do whatever it takes to reach my goal. I will do whatever it takes. I will put whatever efforts it takes to reach a particular goal. So that is the mantra of the success. So with this mantra, every startup can be made into a huge enterprise, private limited company and limited company. So, so I urge my student to think in this line and become entrepreneurs. I am planning to arrange many programs, what you call it as entrepreneurship development programs in future, so that you will get a broader idea of what is entrepreneurship, what are the schemes available to support your entrepreneurship, how you can get the finance from government as well as bank as well as venture capitalists. So how you can grow your company. So that business mindset and all, we can have talks with the resource persons, so that you will get confident in becoming an entrepreneur. So with this small video, I would like to conclude that have an entrepreneurship mindset. I have already told you in the class, but since it is an entrepreneurship day, 16th of January, so I felt that this is the right day to share this idea and motivate you. So thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel by clicking the link below.